Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to another exciting session of Trivs at Home. I am your host, the People's Dwarf. It is a pleasure to be here hosting another exciting session of Trivs, the second last one of 2020. That's right, we're finishing up the year strong. Only 2 more to go, including this one. I'm doing a random one on Wednesday just to be a little bit different and to go through during the week because, well, Christmas is pretty much when I would normally be doing it. And, well, let's face it, I'm going to be busy on Christmas, and so is everybody else, so no one's going to be looking in to tune in and play some trivia on Christmas, I wouldn't imagine, so that's why I'm deciding to not do it. So it's all good. We got 2 to go, guys, getting in tonight, and then on Wednesday the 23rd, which I believe in Melbourne, Australia, will be Thursday, actually the 24th, at about 2 p.m, so hopefully that is a-okay for my people that watch and tune in from Australia. But thanks for tuning in. Hopefully everything is going a-okay. Let me just check that everything is actually up and running and working and all that kind of fun stuff. So make sure everything's working on either end. Oh, there seems to be a problem maybe going in on Twitch. Oh, let's not have that. Why has that been a thing? Well, I know that it was playing up for some random reason earlier and it kept freezing on my end, so hopefully it's just a once off and it's not going to be a little too crazy there. So let's check and see. Oh, now that my page is actually fresh as well and that's lagging. Give me a moment, guys, just trying to get things in order. It's been a little bit out of control because there was a couple of issues literally minutes before I was starting, so if I can get those under control it should be a-okay and we can get everything going. But there we go. I think the Twitch is all normal and working again now, which is great. YouTube is up as well, and yeah, that's working over on there as well. Alright, no, it should be all up on there. It's just not showing up for some reason on the Restream app that it's also going live on Twitch, even though I can see it on my Twitch page that it's right here and it's working for you guys, so that's all a-okay. But that's alright, that's important. That's the important part. I've got to have that lovely trivia logo up there. Otherwise, people tuning in never been here before would be like, what's going on here? Well, let's put a big fat trivia sign in there so people know what is about to happen. That's what we're going to get into tonight with some trivia. Just got some water tonight. Haven't got my alcoholic beverage with me yet. I might grab one during the break. But I also noticed, for those who tuned in yesterday, I thought it was a little bit dry because I hadn't drunk much water during the day. A little bit better today. So not as like horse sounding, horse, H-O-A-R-S-E, horse sounding, not like the actual neigh horse, which is without the A obviously. You see, is there going to be a spelling round in trivia? Well, not tonight. Maybe I'll put one in there, or maybe I'll go play on words thing, which horse is this meaning, or you know, those words that sound the same but have multiple different meanings because they're spelt a little bit different. Who knows? There's so many different trivia ideas we can come up with if we just, you know, think outside the box a little bit and get a little bit creative, which is what I enjoy about hosting these trivia days and nights, is that they get to be a little bit different, a little bit fun. I can experiment, so that's always good fun. So what have we got going on at the moment? Oh, okay, over on the trivia page we've got a couple of teams in there at the moment. I believe one of those is actually, unfortunately, from yesterday's one. I forgot to remove it. So we've got 3 teams in there at the moment. Alpha Around, Jason Jag, and Rabbit. Welcome to you guys. Thanks for tuning in to play some trivia tonight. We've got some exciting rounds ahead. I don't know if the chat box has still got it on there. Oh no, it's been pushed down a little bit. So we have general knowledge for round 1. We have a numbered answered rounds for round 2. So multiple choice, so every answer is going to be related to numbers in one way or another. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're math questions, it's just that they're going to be related to numbers in the answers. And then round 3 is about airplane tales or aeroplane tales, so the actual logos of different airplane companies. So if you guys are frequent flyers or travelers and have flown on various airlines, you should be familiar with some of these. If you're not, well, maybe you can guess from ones that you've heard of. Maybe you've seen them in the news for whatever reason, or you've had family or friends fly with them and they can tell you, or you've picked people up from the airport who have flown on those airlines. I mean, there's so many variations. Maybe you've just looked up in the sky and you've seen the planes there, depending on where you live. I mean, there's so many ways you could have seen different airplane tails and figured out which companies they're for. So that's what round 3 is going to be about. And then round 4 is our confidence round, which is our final round of the trivia, which is always fun, and big points up for grabs for that as well. So the way it works is a little bit like this. So we encourage team and solo play. So regardless of where you are, who you're with, all you need to do is just grab any sort of device you have, phone, tablet, laptop, desktop, anything that allows you to connect to the internet and, I guess, input some information that can pretty much get you logged in and ready to go. You head on over to that Trivia page, so the link that's scrolling down here the entire time, triviarat.com/trivsathome, is where you go in and register your player name or team name, and then on that page you will see other teams that you're competing against. You'll have a scoreboard, which will be live updates as well after I do the marking for each round, and that's also where you'll be doing your answer submissions. So we've got 4 rounds of trivia that include multiple choice and pitch rounds as well. 10 questions per round, 1 point per correct answer, and no points lost for any incorrect answers. So I highly encourage guessing, even if you don't know the answer to something, because you could get lucky and get a couple of extra bonus points for yourself. And I do actually appreciate some joke answers. I do give out bonus points if you guys make me laugh. So if you don't know the answer to something, feel free to throw a joke answer in there, because if you make me laugh, you may just get points for it anyway. Alright, so there you go. There will be breaks between each round as well, so you guys can stock up on any drinks, snacks, use the toilet or restroom. You can pat your pet, whatever pet you do have. And there will be question repeats before each break as well. Hello, Evermore. It is a pleasure to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you here as always. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, question repeats, they will be up. For this time, I'm just going to ask if you need any question repeats, and you can let me know in the comments, and I will put the question back up on screen. I haven't actually made the question repeat sheets that usually fill up the screen, so you guys can just ask me what questions you need repeated in the comments, and I can put them back up that way. Much easier, much more simple, and that way I'm always on the screen for you guys. So I'm always here, rather than having those text sheets blocking me for, about a minute and a half or however long we normally leave them up there for. So we'll just do it in the old-fashioned way. If you need any question repeats, just drop it in the comments, which is over here, so you can all see what's going on in the chat there, and I can pop up questions a second or third time if you need them. So there we go. Very simple, straightforward, and that's how it's all going to work here, which is great fun. Alright, I didn't accidentally mute myself then. No, that's good. That's good. Apologies if I do accidentally mute myself. Let me know if I do before I figure it out. Usually I'm pretty on the ball with it, but sometimes it depends on the transition into the next scene with the software that I use, and sometimes I forget to click away from the muting and unmuting of myself. So that's all good. But yeah, so we have 4 rounds of 10 questions tonight, guys. So 40 questions all up. Should be about an hour, 20 minutes, hour and a half all up. So if you guys are willing to stay for that long and have a bit of fun, awesome. And it will fly, because time flies when you have fun. And that's what we do here. We have fun. I mean, why else would I be wearing an elf hat and like a red jumper to match the Christmas spirit, and have my red pillow case behind me? I know that I guess the background behind that isn't very festive, but it's just to block off the rest of the room that is where I'm shooting. It's just a nice safe space here. This is our little stream space, is what I do, so it's all good. Alright, so I think we're good. I want to just double check everything on the stream pages and make sure everything's coming through a-okay. It looks alright on my end. Everything seems to be coming through, no problem. It's all streaming out properly to everybody. We have teams logged in and registered. Also on the Trivia page, guys, just a bit of a heads up. If you don't click on it often, or maybe due to inactivity, or maybe the internet messes up on your end, or you close the tab accidentally, don't stress, don't freak out. All you need to do is open up another tab again, and then head on over straight to that link one more time, the triviarat.com/trivsathome, and just enter your team or player name once again. But when you enter it again, add like a 1 or a 2 or something to it, because then when I'm going through and marking the answers, I'll see that, oh, such and such has got 2 names here. I guess the second one is the one that they're currently using. I can then take your score from the previous team name and put it onto your new one. So don't fret. You can let me know in the comments as well if it happens, but if you're unable to do that for whatever reason, you can just put a 2 next to your team name and I can add them both together and you'll be fine. So that's totally a-okay on my end. It's even happened to me, because I've been on here talking too long and haven't been clicking on the Trivia Rat admin page, and I've been logged out, so I've had to even log back in. So it's just sometimes due to inactivity, or if like the net cuts out or something. Doesn't happen often, but it's very easily fixed. You just go straight back to that link that's scrolling down here. That's why it's always up there, just in case it happens to anyone during the trivia session. And now that we've got everything going, I think what we'll do is get into round one's questions. So I'm going to go over to the trivia page, click on Game On, which means for those who are over on that page, you will now be taken to an answer submission section, which is just a little text box where you'll be answering your questions. You'll have the question number above it. You put your answer in there, click submit, it'll then go to the next question, rinse and repeat, and then after you've answered a few, if you scroll down underneath all that, there'll be a jump to option, so you can go to different question numbers if you want to maybe go back and change an answer, or maybe you skipped one and want to come back to it. So that's what that's there for. Or if you just want to like double check what you put in there, if you're spelling fanatic and you want to make sure you spelled everything correctly, that's awesome. But I'm not too big on spelling unless the round calls for it. As long as I can make out the word or the phrase that you're trying to say, I'll still give you the points for it. But yeah, obviously the easier and better spelling it is, the easier it is on me to make sure that it is actually the correct answer, and I know what you mean. Alright, so let's get into it now. General knowledge questions. Question number 1, we begin. What do weather watchers use to measure relative humidity? What do weather watchers use to measure relative humidity? Oh, well, so I realized I didn't stop the stopwatch on my timer from last night's trivia, obviously in the last round, and I was on to 23 hours it'd been running for. My phone had been running with the stopwatch just for no reason at all. I forgot to stop it after the last round. I usually have it up between the round just to keep me on track in regards to timing and how long each question's up there for. Otherwise, I get too excited and too chatty, guys, because you guys are fun to chat to. Even if you can't actually chat verbally back, you can chat textually to me, I guess. That works. Yes, what do weather watchers use to measure relative humidity? Question number 2. What is the name of Canada's national anthem? What is the name of Canada's national anthem? And also, guys, we've got the round theme scrolling along the top as well, and that'll be that way for each round, so that way you'll know what round number we're on, and the actual theme of the round, regardless of whenever you join this trivia. So I've added that in there as well, because it saves a little bit of extra space as to the previous headings I used to have there. Now we've got more question space, so text can be bigger, you guys can read things a lot easier. So I'm just trying to make this as best and easy for you guys. And of course it's also easy for me, because it gives me more space to play with. Question number 3. What game introduced the characters Raiden, Liu Kang, and Sub-Zero? What game introduced the characters Raiden, Liu Kang, and Sub-Zero? What game introduced the characters Raiden, Liu Kang, and Sub-Zero? Those gamers out there, I'm a big gamer myself, so I definitely know the answer to that question. Number 4, in Germany, where would you be if you were in a Krankenhaus? Now, I'm probably definitely not pronouncing that properly, a Krankenhaus? Krankenhaus? I don't even know if that's any of those are correct, but I'm trying my best to maybe pronounce it without hopefully not being offensive to anybody. I apologize. But yeah, a Krankenhaus. Krankenhaus. Where would you be in Germany if you were in one of these places? What is it? What are they known as? Question number 4 there. Number 5. What does an archer keep his arrows in? Or her. His or her. You know what? I can fix that. His or her arrows. Because archers can be either. There we go. Question fixed. What does an archer keep his or her arrows in? Actually, video games, I like actually using female archers, to be honest. Female archers are just like badass. And, I mean, Hunger Games, hello, badass. Come on, I mean, I know there's Legolas and, like, other cool archers, Hawkeye. But, again, there's both. Number 6. In what decade did the Vatican withdraw the requirement that Catholics refrain from eating meat on Fridays? In what decade did the Vatican withdraw the requirement that Catholics refrain from eating meat on Fridays? Number 6. Sorry about that pop sound with my bottle. It's right next to the mic then, so that might have been a little bit loud. My apologies. This is why I normally prepare my drink in advance. I forgot to get it. It's alright, I'll go in the break. Number 7. Which one of tennis Grand Slam tournaments is held in January? So which one of tennis's Grand Slam tournaments is held in the month of January? I know this one. I'm a big fan of this one. Personally, I've watched many of them. Especially, it reminds me actually of my summer holidays back in Australia. Because we have opposite seasons to where we are in Cali now, so it's definitely not summer. It is winter. Not doing summer holidays here during January would make sense. Number 8. What crime has a person committed if they have been convicted of regicide? What crime has a person committed if they have been convicted of regicide? Regicide. Think about it. Regicide. What does it sound like? What do you think it's about? Well, if you know, then obviously you know. Put it in your answer submission for number 8. If you don't, have a guess. Just go with anything. Go with your gut feeling. Go with whatever you think. Number 9. What is the fear of going to bed known as? I feel like I have this before midnight. For the most part. Unless I'm super exhausted. But I am definitely someone who goes to bed late. What is the fear of going to bed known as? But I don't actually have this fear. I can go to bed early. I just don't very often at all. Question number 9. What is the fear of going to bed known as? And number 10. What Christmas song's character's eyes were made from coal? What Christmas song's character's eyes were made from coal? Thinking of Christmas songs. We had a Christmas lyrics around last night. And I think the actual answer to this was in one of the Christmas lyrics too. I don't think the coal part of it was, but it was the song as well that related to this character, or had this character in it. So that is question number 10, guys. So this is where I ask if you need any question repeats. Let me know in the comments. Just drop the question number you would like repeated if you need to double check any answer, or maybe you missed something and want to go back and get that answer, or have a look at it just to double confirm that your answer that you have put in you are happy with. So that's your opportunity to do that now by letting me know in the comments, and I can bring up any sort of question repeats you guys need. If not, then we can go straight into a break screen, which is the first break of the night. So that means you can suck up on any drinks, snacks, whatever you need to do. In the meantime, I'll be closing the answer submissions page over on the Trivia Wrap page when the break screen comes up, and that's when I'll be marking your answers. So get your answers in quick, make sure you've all got them. I'm not seeing any comments come in, which means everyone must be A-OK. And also looking at the Trivia Wrap page, it looks like everyone's answered all their submissions as well, which is fine. So we'll go into the break screen now, which then means I will mark your answers. So hang in there, guys. We will be right back. Hello guys, and marking is done for round 1. Oh, I didn't duck off and get my beverage. Oh, silly me. I guess we'll have to wait until the next round and go do it. That's alright. So we're going to get through the answers now to round 1. You guys can see how you all did, and we'll be able to see the scoreboard as well. That's right, I have a direct link to the scoreboard. I can bring this up on the screen here so you guys can see it live now that I've got the marking all done. But let's go through the answers. First, what do weather watchers use to measure relative humidity? Well, they use a psychrometer or a hygrometer. A psychrometer or a hygrometer for the answer to number 1. Question number 2. What is the name of Canada's national anthem? It is called O Canada. O Canada for number 2. Number 3. What game introduced the characters Raiden, Liu Kang, and Sub-Zero? Well, that would be Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat for number 3 there. Number 4, in Germany, where would you be if you were in a Krankenhaus? That would be a hospital. A hospital for number 4. Number 5, what does an archer keep his or her arrows in? That would be a quiver. A quiver is where they store their arrows before firing them. Number 6, in what decade did the Vatican withdraw the requirement that Catholics refrain from eating meat on Fridays? Well, that would be the 1960s. 1960s for number 6. Number 7, which one of tennis Grand Slams tournaments is held in January? That would be the Australian Open. The Australian Open. Many a time have I watched that. Number 8, what crime has a person committed if they have been convicted of regicide? That would be they have killed the king. They have killed the king if they have committed or been convicted of regicide. Number 9, what is the fear of going to bed known as? That would be clinophobia. Clinophobia. So lots of little kids, especially when they're starting out, definitely have this because they don't want to go to bed early and they throw a tantrum and stuff. No, that's not actually a phobia. That's just because they don't want to go to bed. I'm just making a bit of a joke. And number 10, what Christmas song's characters' eyes were made from coal? That would be Frosty the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman for question number 10. So now that we've got all that done, ladies and gents, we can bring up the scores, and there we have it. 4 teams: Rabbit, Alfred Around, iMatey, and Jason Jag. 4, 2, 2, and 1. So a close game, bit of a low-scoring start, but that's fine. We're off to a slow start, but we are off to a start, and that is what the important thing is here. So now that we've done that, let's go and have a look at round 2. Round 2 is going to be numbered answers, multiple choice. So I'm just going to go over to the Trivia app page, click on new round so you guys can get into your answer submission situations, which is now because I've clicked on game 1. So now you guys can start submitting answers. Obviously not yet because the question's not on the screen, but once I do this, it is. Question number 1, how many colours were there in the first boxes of Crayola crayons sold in 1903? Was it 5, 6, 7, or 8? A, B, C, or D? That's what we're looking for here. For these multiple choice, all answers are going to be numbered answers. So this is the numbered answers round. We're going to have something to do with numbers. How many colours were there in the first boxes of Crayola crayons sold in 1903? 5, 6, 7, or 8? Oh, my trivia page isn't letting me submit? That's interesting. Let me just see if it's on my end. No, it says it's still working. Let me stop it and try again. I'll do stop and then click on game on. If not, try and refresh your page and see if that makes a difference. Trav BJH. Let me know if that fixes it for you. And if you have to just re-log in again. Okay, perfect. All good. Good. All good. See, it's as easy as that, guys. If you have any issues with the trivia pages, let me know and we can try and fix it and work together. So fantastic. No worries. Happy to help out. That's what we're here for. To have a good time. And look after one another. Question number 2. What year saw the release of The Catcher in the Rye? Was it 1950, 1951, 1952, or 1953? What year saw the release of The Catcher in the Rye? 1950, 51, 52, or 53? Number 3 now. Which famous number was dreaded by people in Orwell's 1984? So which famous number was dreaded by people in Orwell's 1984? Was it 1, 1001, 101, or 11? Give you a hint, there's a 1 in it. I know. Why do I do that? Why do I give horrible hints like that? I don't know. It's what I do. I sometimes give good hints, but I just like being really plain, strange, and weird with obvious ones too. So bear with me. That's just who I am. Yes, which famous number was dreaded by people in Orwell's 1984? Number 4. The numbers on opposite sides of a dice add up to what number? The numbers on opposite sides of a dice add up to what number? 7, 6, 5, or 8? 7, 6, 5, or 8? Numbers on opposite sides of a dice add up to what number? Have you guys done all your Christmas shopping yet? Speaking of Christmas, with the elf hat and everything else on, it also actually keeps me warm because I've shaved my head, so because it's cold here. Wearing this elf hat for this is not only just kind of cool and festive, but it keeps my head warm, so I like that. But yeah, how are you guys doing with your Christmas shopping? Here you got it. I have done most of mine, actually some of mine. Still got some left. A Google is 1 followed by how many zeros? Not the website, by the way. A Google is 1 followed by how many zeros? Is it 50, 200, 100, or 150? I remember learning about this number in school, and I was fascinated by it because it just seemed like a cool number, and because it was a number that it just preceded so many other numbers that I'd learned so far in school, it just was like amazing that I had learned this. But I was never able to apply it to anything because there was never a math equation in school that ever required you getting up to this number. So it was just like one of those random things that I knew. And I just remember thinking it was so cool, but I was never able to use it. But yeah, Google is followed now by, is 1 followed by how many zeros? 50, 200, 100, or 150? My mini home Google thought you were asking it a question and just spurted out the answer. Oh, really? How dare it? Isn't it meant to be voice activated, like tuned to your voice? Do I sound like you? Is that what's happening now? That was like when I try and get Reese's Siri to answer to me, and she tries to get mine to answer to her. And for months we couldn't get either, but it was just hilarious, both of us trying. And then for some reason I managed to get hers to answer to me several times now, and it's hilarious. I don't know, I didn't do anything, it just started talking. That is hilarious. Hey Google, stop giving him answers. Did that work? Or what about, hey Google, stop giving him answers? What about that? Does it work for both? That's amazing. I mean, Siri, you have to like program your own voice. Does your Google, it just lets anyone ask questions? I mean, that's kind of cool if, I don't know, if it's a shared Google platform, but like if you're trying to ask it something and then someone talks over the top of you, it interrupts it. She just said, thank you very much for this enjoyable chat. You know what, Google? You're welcome. Look at that. I'm streaming onto someone else's Google, asking it questions, and having then someone type the Google's responses back to me. This is a weird way of conversing. This is a very weird, but also kind of cool way of conversing. This is kind of cool. Alright, moving on to the next question. Currently to date, how many Home Alone movies are there? 3, 4, 5, or 6? Currently to date, how many Home Alone movies are there? 3, 4, 5, or 6? A, B, C, or D? That is hilarious. I'm gonna randomly start splitting out during my streams. Hey Google, turn on Britney Spears, Hit Me Baby one more time. And see if people's Googles just start playing the music. They'll be like, what the heck? Wait, did that actually work? Did your Google start playing music if I tell it to? Google, play Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. I want you to get rickrolled. I'm gonna rickroll you through my stream. by making it play Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. This gives me ideas. I've just got to sporadically start doing that in my streams and just see if anyone goes, "Oi, you just activated my Google. What are you doing, man?" But I'll make it kind of funny. Or I'll just be like, "Google, sing Happy Birthday." And everyone will be like, "What?" Alright, enough about the Google. Number 7, how many strings does the common bass guitar have? How many strings does the common bass guitar have? 2, 5, 3, or 4? Did the Happy Birthday work? I wonder if that one worked. Like, just something randomly. So it's kind of like nice, but also weird that I can activate it. Or people will probably have the same thing with Alexas if they've got Alexas nearby. Hey Alexa, sing Happy Birthday. For anyone who's watching who has an Alexa. I don't know, I just know that someone here has a Google, so that's going to work. I don't have either of those devices. I don't like them, trust them. It's kind of weird. So that's fine. How many strings does the common bass guitar have? 2, 5, 3, or 4? Number 7. Number 8. What year was the first book of the Bourne trilogy series first published? What year was the first book of the Bourne trilogy series first published? Was it 1980, 1970, 1963, or 1976? What year was the first book of the Bourne trilogy series first published? 1980, 1970, 1963, or 1976? Oh, I'm sorry. I literally just did a workout half an hour before this stream, and I haven't eaten, so I think my body's starting to crash. And so yeah, I apologize for the yawning. I need to get some food in me. Number 9. How many stories are shown in the movie Love Actually? I really do like this movie. Is it 8, 10, 12, or 7? How many stories are shown in the movie Love Actually? 8, 10, 12, or 7? I think way back in the day when it was also released, I was a huge Keira Knightley fan too. I had a huge crush on her. Ever since Pirates of the Caribbean, when she was in that, I was just like, had a huge crush on her. And then she was in this, and I was like, oh, I've got to get it. It's a Christmas movie, she's in it, it's going to be great. And it's a great film. I still like it, even though that crush is no longer there. But it was just like, I remember that was one of the reasons why I wanted to see it in the first place. But then I liked the actual film as well. So it's kind of cool, eh? How many stories are shown in the movie Love Actually? 8, 10, 12, or 7? And number 10, how many different ball colours are to be found on a snooker table in total? So how many different ball colours are to be found on a snooker table in total? Different ball colours is the key here, not the balls themselves. How many different ball colours? Is it 8, 9, 12, or 5? 8, 9, 12, or 5? Hey Google, play I Wanna Dance With Somebody. Wait, I don't know if your Google actually triggers music. Does it trigger music? I have to learn what I can actually get your Google to do. Alright, so that is the end of round 2. So we had a bit of fun with Google and other places and that. But if you need any questions repeated, drop them in the comments now. Any from 1 to 10 for this round. I can put them back up on the screen for you, and that way you need them. It's playing it! Oh my god, yes! Fantastic! Alright, now I know that the capabilities of my Google powers. I can get it to play a song. Which is interesting, because I didn't play Rick Astley or Britney, but I did kind of pause because I didn't know what song for that at first. So I'm going to unplug it if you keep going. Okay, wait, hang on. What if I get it to play Google, play something from Justin Bieber? See, because I know this person, Trav, likes Justin Bieber, so he should be okay with that. From the other side of the world as well. Welcome. Hello there. 1, 2, and 3, please. Of course, I can get that up for you. Number 1 is this. She's not talking anymore. It's a shame. How many colours were there in the first boxes of Crayola crayons sold in 1903? Was it 5, 6, 7, or 8? Maybe your voices sound similar, hereditary. No, not at all. We don't sound similar, look the same, or anything. No, definitely not. Definitely not. And how do you know Google's a she? Oh, have you actually given it a female voice? It could be a he. Could be an it. Could be either. Both. They. Ah, yes. How many colours were there in the first box of Crayola crayons sold in 1903? Was it 5, 6, 7, or 8? Question number 2. What year saw the release of The Catcher in the Rye? What year saw the release of The Catcher in the Rye? Google thinks you do, obviously. No, Google answers to anyone. It's not voice, that's not voice locked. Evermore. We figured this out. It's not like Siri that you have to do your recordings to get your voice. Google is anyone's voice. So anyone can answer. Same with Alexa. Anyone can ask anyone's Alexa anything, and it'll work. It's not programmed to anyone's voice. It's only Siri, I believe. Or maybe even Cortana. I have Cortana on this laptop as well, but I've just never used it. But yeah, I think Google, it's anyone's voice. You could even do it Evermore. If you were able to talk through this right now, you could activate Trav's Google. Alright, so number 2, what year saw the release of The Catcher in the Rye? 1950, 51, 52, or 53? And question 3 for Malcolm was, which famous number was dreaded by people in Orwell's 1984? Was it 1, 1001, 101, or 11? Which famous number was dreaded by people in Orwell's 1984? 1, 1001, 101, or 11? Alright, so those are the question repeats. I think that's everything we... Oh, what was the answer to... What would be the answer to question 1? I haven't done the answers yet. I can't give you the answers. I'm rereading the questions. We're not going through the answers yet. I'm rereading them because Malcolm needed them. This is a question repeat time, Evermore. Question repeat time. Not answer time. Not yet. Not yet. Nice try, because answer submissions are still open. You're trying to get me to give out the answers before I close that off and get some sneaky answers in there. Nice try. You almost tricked me. Almost tricked me. But no. Just asking the question repeats before we go into our break. And then we come back and go through the answers. So it looks like we're good, I think. So if that is the case, I'm going to bring out the break screen. We go into a break. I'll close the answer submissions over on Trivia Art, and then I'll be marking your scores for round 2. So hang in there, guys. Enjoy the break, and we will be right back with the answers. Alright guys, we are back. Now we're going to go through the answers to round two's questions. So, let's get into it. Scores have been tallied up for round two. We'll have a look at the scoreboard as soon as we've done the answers. So let's get into it right now. How many colours were there in the first boxes of Crayola crayons sold in 1903? That would be D, 8. There were 8 colours in the first boxes of Crayola crayons. So 8 colours were in the boxes. Number 2, what year saw the release of The Catcher in the Rye? Well, that would be 1951. 1951, so B was the answer to number 2. Number 3, which famous number was dreaded by people in Orwell's 1984? Well, that would be 101. 101, so C for number 3. Number 4, the numbers on opposite sides of a dice add up to what number? Well, that would be 7. It's 7. It's always a 2, 5, 6, 1... And then, oh wait, what's the next one? Oh no, that's not how it is. Wait, is it? Yeah, 6, 1, 5, 2, oh yeah, 3, 4. 3, 4. Yes, 3, 4. I was about to go 3, 2, and I went, no, I said 2 already. So yeah, 7 is the answer for number 4. Number 5, a Google is 1 followed by how many zeros? That would be 100. 100, isn't that right, Google? Is that correct? Yes, of course it is. Actually, they gave the answer away without even knowing I did, because somebody had a Google thing next to them, but that's okay. That's okay, as long as they're not asking Google the answers. Number 6, currently to date, how many Home Alone movies are there? There are currently 5. There are currently 5, and there is in production, there would have been 6, but due to COVID this year, they haven't been able to actually film or finish filming the 6th one. So there would have been 6, but due to COVID, it has been delayed, so there are currently 5 Home Alone movies to date. The 6th one isn't done yet, so there you go. Number 7, how many strings does the common bass guitar have? That would be 4. They have 4 strings. Number 8, what year was the first book of the Bourne Trilogy series first published? That would be 1980. 1980 for number 8, 1980. Number 9, how many stories are shown in the movie? Oops, Love Actually. That would be 10. There are 10 stories shown in the movie Love Actually. And I think maybe I'll try and watch that at some point because, oh, it looks like I'm frozen. Oh no. Did I just freeze a little bit? Apologies if that just freaked out. Hopefully the stream's still a-okay. Everything's still working on this end. Yes, okay, good. Alright, apologies if that just froze for a moment. But number 10, how many different... Oh, no, sorry, I'm number 10 now. How many different ball colours are to be found on a snooker table in total? That would be 8. 8 in total. 8 colours in total for the snooker tables, different ball colours. So 8 for number 10. So now we've got that out of the way. Do I have the trivia wrap page open? I do. So let's bring that on over, shall we? And boom, there we have it. We have a 5th team joining us called Latecomer. How appropriate. Welcome, Latecomer. Appreciate you being here. So we have Rabbit on 10, Alpha Around on 8, I'm 80 on 6, Jason Jag on 5, and Latecomer on 4. So those are the scores at the moment after round 2. So now, let's go into round 3's picture round. So I'm going to click on new round over on the trivia wrap page. Click on the game on sign, so you guys will be taken into a new answer submission page. And we can get round 3 underway. These are about airline tails. So the tails of the airline always have the company's logo on them. So you know what plane you're flying with. Or other planes know what plane you're flying with. Or people that see the tail of a plane know who you're flying with. You know what I mean. Anyway, here we go. Name the airline for this one. Now, usually I'll start off with an easy one. I've got a little different approach today. This is actually a difficult one, and then we get into easier ones. So we're going to start hard and then come down, as opposed to going easy, going up, and then down. So this one may be a tricky one, unless you are an international traveller, in which case you'll know. So name the airline based on this airline tail, or airplane tail. Airline, airplane tail. Tails of the airline. Name the airline. Number 2, what about this one? There's a few of them. There's 4 in a row right there. Look at the colours, maybe that can help. Maybe you're familiar with them. Maybe you've flown them before. I know I think the ones I've included in this list, I've flown with At least half of them. At some point, somewhere. At least half of them. That's kind of cool now that I think about that. That's kind of cool. And number 3, it looks like the Pepsi logo. But fun fact, it's not. It's not Pepsi. Pepsi don't have an airline. Well, I don't think they do. But no, it's not Pepsi Airline. But how much does that look like the Pepsi logo almost? Same colours, the swirly bit kind of thing. This one should be an easy one actually for you. But Pepsi would be cool if they had an airline. Maybe that'll put them ahead of Coca-Cola. They'll just start having their own airline. Number 4. This one's got a face. Guys, this one's got a face on it. That's kind of cool. Imagine being the face of an airplane. Be like, cool, that's me up there. Just flying all over the world. That's my face. That'd be kind of cool. I wonder if the person whose face this is just sits there and he's like, this is amazing. I'm flying all around the world and I'm not even actually moving anywhere. It's great. It's pretty cool. Best. Number 4. Name this airline with this dude's face on it. And then we have number 5. Halfway through now. This one looks pretty. By the way, cheers guys. I grabbed an Asahi. I also ran off and had a slice of pizza during that break because I needed some food or I was going to crash. So, pizza and beer. Haha, perfect Saturday night and trivia. What? Ultimate Saturday night. We just turned ultimate. And number 6. Name this airline. Now, I know people should be familiar with this one. This one's a popular one. It's more well known. It's also an airline that was offering flights from where I am home to my country in Australia. And I guess there's maybe a few airlines, but I don't know, that narrows it down to a bit. I guess not every airline's flying there, so that could narrow it down for you, if you're familiar with those flights. Number 7, this one's got like a cool bird-looking sort of logo on it. Name this airline. It's like a blue and gold, blue, yellow and gold colours. I never realised how many there were until I actually came up with this idea and went with it, and yeah. Which is like, what do we see heaps of? And I was like, flying, travelling. I like travelling themed ones. I like those kind of questions and things themed around travelling. How do you get to places? Airplanes. There's lots of different planes. Oh yeah, okay, let's try something. Boom. Airline Tales. Number 8, another bird-looking one. Another bird-looking one there. Slightly different colours. Hey Google, do you know Triv's at home? It's probably gonna say no. It'll be like, that just sounds weird. Or his results for trivia at home. It'd be great if it was like my face on the front. Be like, hey. But I doubt it. Number 9, 2 more to go, guys. 2 more to go. This one's a bit of a swish. Looks like sort of like a paintbrush signature. Just like a... It does actually look like a paintbrush signature, doesn't it? It's like they were painting it and they were like, make it look like you just signed the plane. Like you're signing off the wing. Yep, done. Signed. It is official. This is the logo for our plane. I did it with a paintbrush. A giant paintbrush. Just to do that in one stroke. Think of the size of an airplane tail. That's huge. It also could be maybe a bird, but it looks like a stroke with a giant paintbrush. That's what I'm going with. But yes, name the airline. And lucky last, a little bit easy finishing off on this one here. A little bit easy indeed, I think. Name the airline. Number 10. Last question for the Airline Tales round. Now you know the drill, guys. If you need any questions repeated, put that in the comments right now. If you need to double check anything, you want to go back and have another look at any of the airline tales that we had for this particular round, let me know. Drop the question number in the comments, just in the chat screen there, so it pops up right next to me here. And I can go, great, someone just said such and such. I will bring that up for you now. Or, if no one said anything, I'll go, awesome, we can close out the round, head into another break, and I'll mark the answers that you guys will no doubt have submitted already. Best, if you need any question repeats, let me know in the comments before we move into our third break. Oops, 7 and 8. Alright, 7 and 8 coming right up. 7 was this one. 7 was this one here. Bird-shaped logo as well. It's kind of cool. I like looking at different logos for different companies. And especially kind of like in the same genre, so like all the different airlines and their logos. Because they're all planes. I don't think you choose a logo in regards to who you fly with, but it's kind of cool when you have different logos. Alright, and number 8, this one here. They are different, they're similar coloured. They both have a bird symbol, bird looking symbol, on their logo, but they are different. You know what, when you eventually we go through the answers and you learn which ones are which, next time you go to an airport and you see them, you'll be like, hey, I know what that one is. And whoever you're with will be like, why do you know that? And you'll be like, this really cool dude who hosts online trivia taught me. And they'll be like, wow, that sounds cool. You should send me his, like, link or Twitch or something, and then you can totally do that, because you're a nice person and you would share that. Number 6, sure thing, Evermore. Number 6 is this one. Number 6, Evermore. This one's for you. Now, Evermore, if my knowledge of things is correct, you should know this one. Just saying. Just saying, you should know this one. Based on my worldly knowledge, you should know this one. Alright, so we've had 6, 7, and 8. Do we need any other question repeats before we close off? Round of 3's Airline Tales. Oh, it was 6. Okay, fair enough. No worries. So we've got it all sorted then. All good. So no other question repeats needed then from anybody. Then we can close off round of 3's questions. Head into our third break for the day. So, coming up on the break screen, I'll go through again once again and mark the answers. Remember, we've got a little PayPal tip jar up there if you guys feel so generous, want to drop us a little Christmas gift. Feel free to do so on the paypal.me/Jeremy-Hallam US or Venmo, which is Jeremy-Hallam if you use that app as well. But in the meantime, here come the break screens, and we'll be back soon after I've marked all the answers. Now we're back. Hi. Came back on screen, didn't have the mic unmuted, had to scroll down and get that, but it is all good. And thank you, Evermore, for the tip you just sent through. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. That's going to go towards better streaming equipment and stuff to make my streams better. That's what pretty much all the tips for this stuff is going to go towards, to make my streams a lot more fun and better equipment so everything goes through smoother and better quality, all that fun stuff. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And more, you're awesome. You are awesome. Alright, so let's go through the answers now to the airline question. Question number 1, this one here with the green, white and red. Well, I think these are actually the colours of the country's flag. It's Alitalia. Alitalia. It's the Italian airline, Alitalia. Alitalia is the first one. It's a little bit of a tricky one there, unless you've flown to Italy or around Italy, somewhere in Europe maybe. You would maybe not have seen them before. I certainly had it, but I like the colours of them. Number 2, this one here is British Airways. British Airways for number 2 there. Number 3, now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you actually look at the picture, the answer is there. The answer is literally in the picture. I was distracting you with the Pepsi logo and stuff, but if you look to the left of the logo, I don't know if you, like what your screen you're playing this on, but if you look, there is literally a word saying Korean. It is Korean Air. Korean Air. It is right there. So, Korean Air for number 3. I don't actually think anyone got that, but it was right there on the screen. I don't know if you thought maybe because it was a different plane, so it didn't count. So it was a trick question, but no, it wasn't. It was right there in front of you. So if I tricked you, good. It was right there, and no one went and fell for it. So that's all right. Number 4. This one here is Alaskan Airlines. Alaskan Airlines. So Alaskan Airlines, this dude has his face all over the Alaskan Airlines plane. So what a legend. I'm going to try and look him up, see if he's if it's actually a person and he's being paid just heaps to have his face just flying around the world. Imagine the coverage on that. It'd be so cool. Job well done, mate. But Alaskan Airlines for number 4. Number 5, this one here is Thai Airways. Thai Airways or Thai Airlines. Thai Airways for number 5 there. Number 6, this one here is Air New Zealand. Air New Zealand for number 6, Air New Zealand. Number 7 is Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines. Now, I've actually flown with Singapore Airlines a few times, and strangely enough, I didn't recognize this logo as being theirs. I don't know, and I actually like their airline. To be honest, I've flown quite a few airlines, and Singapore Airlines is actually a good airline. I've enjoyed my flights with them. They've been comfortable. They've got good planes. The staff are really friendly, and I've really had nice flights with them. But for some reason, the logo and the whatnot skipped my mind when I saw this. So that's hilarious that I didn't get that originally. Number 8, Lufthansa. Flown these guys only once or twice, but they're a cheap airline over in the UK, I believe, or Europe area. Number 9, Cathay Pacific. These were one of my favorite airlines. I flew back and forth to Japan with them, and I enjoyed them. They're very lovely and great planes, very comfortable. I've slept very comfortable flights with them when I've had the aisle or the row to myself, which is great. But Cathay Pacific, good airline. And number 10, of course, Qantas. Australian Airlines, Qantas. And I still think the Qantas song that I still call Australia Home should be our national anthem. I reckon that song is better than our national anthem. It is such a great song. It just brings everyone together. It's happy, it's cheery, it's homely. It's just something that's really cool that represents the spirit of Australia. That's what they call themselves. And I reckon it's better than our actual anthem. So I literally would totally be all down to just sing this as our anthem instead of the Qantas song. Instead of the actual one. Sing the Qantas song as our anthem instead of our actual anthem. But yes, number 10. That doesn't make me less Australian. It makes me more Australian. You ask any Australian, I guarantee they reckon the Qantas song's better. Alright, so now that is all done, let's have a quick look at the scoreboards now. If I go and scroll down just nice and quick, bring up the scoreboards like so, and we got this. Rabbit still in the lead, but only just ahead of iMatey on 10. Alpha around on 9. Latecomers bumped himself up, job well done, and Jason Jag on 7 as well. As we head into the final round. Round 4 is a confidence round. Coming up, What is the confidence round? 10 random questions, guys. 10 random questions. Now, this round is done a little bit differently, so let me explain how that works with a little bit of text on the screen. You're going to be ranking your answers for this round from 10 to 1. 10 being the highest and most confident, all the way down to 1 being the lowest and least confident. Now, the reason why you do this is because points for this particular round alone are based on your rank numbers. So, for example, whatever you put for question number 7, if you're super confident and you're like, yep, I know this is the answer 100%, I'm going to put my 10 here. If you are correct, boom, 10 points just for that answer alone. Massive. 10 points just for one answer? What? That's an entire previous round if you got them all correct. I know. Amazing, right? However, here's the catch. You can only use each rank number once. You only use each rank number once. So once you've used that 10, the next highest confident number you can use is a 9, followed by an 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, down to 1. And if you add all those numbers together, you get 55. And that is the maximum amount of points you can get just in this round. 55 points in this round. So game-changing round. You could literally come in and just play this round and still win. However, the first 3 rounds still do count and help out in order to get you across the line. So, it doesn't necessarily mean you can come in and win. You could, if the others didn't do too well and you did extremely well in the final round. However, those extra points you got for the first 3 rounds are really going to help push you over the line for this last round. Now, they are a little bit trickier questions. They're from different walks of life, not just familiar topics like each particular round is, like we had a numbered round, or general knowledge, or airline tales. This is going to be from anything and everything, so a little bit trickier, but the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. That's how the saying goes, am I right? Yes, I am. Look it up. Or wait, Google, is that the saying? The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward? Tom's probably turned her off. He's probably like, shut up. I'm trying to win trivia. I'm winning at the moment. Stop it. Stop interrupting me with my Google. You're distracting me. It's still playing I Want to Dance with Somebody. It hasn't stopped because you didn't tell it to stop dancing with somebody. Or it's saying that it wants to dance with somebody and I refuse to be that somebody to dance with it. So... oh, she ignored me. Did she? Wait, what did I ask again? Oh, about the saying. That's alright, I'll let it be. It's all good. Let's get into the questions, guys. I'll go over and start. You can't ask a question and then ask her. Yeah, good point. Wait, what was it again? It was about the saying, the bigger the risk, the better the reward. Oh, yeah. Hey, Google, is the bigger the risk, the better the reward a saying? And tell me that worked. Or did she just start playing Britney Spears or Justin Bieber this time and she's just bopping going, I don't care about what he says anymore. Like, I'm gonna ignore him. I don't talk to that guy. Forget about him. Alright, so if it did work out, great. If not, let's get into it. Question number 1, guys. How many letters are there in the Greek alphabet? Yeah, she's gone into a huge explanation. See, I was gonna say, like, I kind of want to get my own Google device just so I can have that, but it's pretty much just the same thing as talking to Siri. But, like, in this instance, I don't need to know what it's saying. It's just hilarious that I can control other people's Googles. Because no one can get my Siri activated. Reese has tried, it hasn't, I think maybe she got it once, maybe? But I got hers, like, I think I'm in 5-6 times now, and I would be talking normally too. We tried it with, like, putting on our own different voices and stuff like that, and it was hilarious, mind you. Have you ever done that? Gone to a friend's house and tried to imitate them to activate their Siri? Try and do that. Oh, hey! Wasted 1016. Looks like you're possibly sharing some spam. Let's not have that. I appreciate, you know, all that, the input and stuff and all the rest of it, but let's not post like some spam and stuff on the page, please. We normally have a thing at the start saying what we're meant to and not meant to be doing, so I'm going to ask politely that you don't do that. Thank you very much. So what do we have here? Now, did that work? I think it worked. Ah, there we go. I believe my other mod got in there and did the job. Thank you, other mod. Although, what I can't do, because I'm just broadcasting this chat window from Restream, I don't think I can delete it from there, unless can I do it from here? Oh, wait, maybe I can. Oh, but I don't know if it'll refresh over there. I'd have to refresh the actual chat window, which may get rid of it all. But that's alright, if we just throw a few random words in there, like, appreciate the support, you're awesome, just doing this to push that guy's message off the chat window. Thanks, guys. See? And that's how we do it. He's gone. Look at that. Well done, guys. And thanks, my mod in there for getting rid of that comment over on Twitch. Yeah, we don't need any of that spam and stuff. So yeah, we'll leave that to be as well. And, oh, Obi-Wan. Oh, okay. Obi-Wan, thanks for following me, by the way, on the activity feed over on Twitch. You're a champion. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for following me. You are super duper awesome. And yeah, I hope you like trivia and some game streams. I've got some new equipment coming, which means I'm going to be streaming a heck load more often. So, yeah, I appreciate you being here, and hopefully you hang around for my streams. Alright, so, let's get into it. Continue it, sorry. How many Greek letters are there in the alphabet? Sorry, how many letters are there in the Greek alphabet? That's what I meant. Number 2, what year did Bangladesh become independent from Pakistan? What year did Bangladesh become independent from Pakistan? What year did Bangladesh become independent from Pakistan? See, it's such a nicer setup. Like, I remember the previous one I just did with the smaller window and stuff, because it used to be all me on the screen, and then it was all set up differently like that, and I had to keep, like, dodging the camera and stuff. But now this is much nicer, but I've also changed it again. Because what I did, I hosted a trivia event for a company in Melbourne last week, and I had to change a few things, because obviously they weren't using the restream chat and stuff like that, so I had to change all the window and stuff around and the layout. And then I kind of came up with a different setup because of them, and then I thought, let me see if I can incorporate the restream chat somehow and keep this similar, and I managed to make it work. So this looks a lot nicer and easier to manage. There's better question space, the chat's over here, everything's all cool. The scrolly around information's all there. So yeah, loving it. Loving it. So I'm enjoying it so far. Number 3, how many moons does the planet Neptune have? How many moons does the planet Neptune have? That's right, how many moons? How many moons does the planet Neptune have? That's right. Number 4, which was the first city to be devastated by the dropping of an atomic bomb? You know, technically I don't encourage this because that would be cheating, and I trust that people aren't actually cheating. But what you could do, TravBJH, is just before I actually ask the question, you could say, hey Google, and then you just let me talk. Because then technically, you're not really asking the question. It's just Google's giving an answer for stuff. But no, don't do that. Don't cheat. Let's play friendly here. That's kind of funny. You could literally like trick me into asking Google that, and you would be the bystander of just hearing its response. But no, don't do that. I trust that everyone is not cheating in this. So far, everything that's been played and stuff, it looks like people haven't actually cheated, which is great, and I like that. There's no room for cheaters. There's no fun. It doesn't need to be cheating. So there's no fun in it. Like, why? Why do you need to cheat? It's fun just to learn, and we're here to have fun. Number 5, the Patsy Award is an award given in what field? The Patsy Award. The Patsy Award is an award given in what field, guys? The Patsy Award. Patsy. It's a person's name, I believe. It could be some person's name. Imagine that, having an award named after them. Kind of cool. I don't think it's actually in relation to this person, though. Number 6, in the Harry Potter series, who sings I Killed Sirius Black to infuriate Harry? In the Harry Potter series, who sings I Killed Sirius Black? Spoiler, by the way. I mean, if you don't know already, too bad. Like, it's so old. To infuriate Harry. But technically, every question I've asked is a spoiler, because if you don't know the answer to it, then when I give it the answer, it's a spoiler. But no, it's not a spoiler. In the Harry Potter series, who sings I Killed Sirius Black to infuriate Harry? Number 7, what Broadway musical featured the song New York, New York? Oop, the beer's making me gassy. Or maybe it's the pizza and the beer. What Broadway musical featured the song New York, New York? With our scores, we can't be cheating. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, I trust you guys. You guys definitely can't be cheating with your scores. I'm loving it. And so far, through all my trivia, no one has cheated. Because no one's got 100%. I feel like if they were cheating, they would have got 100%. So, in all my streams and trivia streams and stuff, no one's cheated. Granted, when I've done it in, like, actual live events before COVID and stuff hit, I've had people on their phones looking stuff up, and I've had to verbally tell them off and disqualify them. But that's easy to do because I can see them in person. It's nice that, even though I can't see anyone for this, people aren't doing it. They're respecting it, which is really cool. Number 8, which city is located east of Sudan? Although I also haven't had prizes for a while either, so maybe people aren't inclined to cheat because they're not going to win anything except just gloating points. Oh, doorbell. At 8:20 p.m. Maybe a package? I don't know. The other housemates will get it. Which city is located east of Sudan? Which city is located east? Remember which way is east? Do you know your never eat soggy Weet-Bix? Never eat soggy Weet-Bix. Is that what you guys use? Well, obviously, if you're not Australian, you have no idea what Weet-Bix is. And you're like, what is that foreign word that person is saying? But what is your NEWS acronym that you use? Ours was never eat soggy Weet-Bix. Is it, I think, is it like never eat while swimming or something? I don't know, I can't remember what someone else told me once. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds a little bit more normal. But I just like never eat soggy Weet-Bix. But mind you, soggy Weet-Bix is actually pretty good if you put like, I don't know, Milo and like malted milk and sugar and that kind of stuff on it. Because then you just mix it all together and it's just like, kind of like a chocolate smoothie, but a little bit crunchy, kind of. So it's not too bad. Number 9, 2 questions to go. How much does it cost to buy a railroad in the standard game of Monopoly? How much does it cost to buy a railroad in the standard game of Monopoly? Number 9. Everyone thinks I'm weird for putting Milo on my Weet-Bix. No, we're just unique. Don't worry about them. And to be fair, they're just missing out. Like, they are missing out on the amazingness that is Milo on Weet-Bix. So, it just means more Milo on Weet-Bix for you. Don't worry about them. Although, I do Vegemite and Milo on Weet-Bix. Although, I haven't done it in ages. Oh my god, I miss Weet-Bix. I miss Weet-Bix. I haven't had Weet-Bix in like a year. They don't really have them here. You could buy, like, Weetabix, the non-Australian version. But it's like, I don't know, $13 for a box of 24, which is just scary. Not even that, yeah, it's just so expensive. But you are weird. Yes, I am very much weird. I'm weird, I'm unique, I'm special. Yeah, Vegemite, dude. Vegemite, I can get Vegemite here, although I just ran out. So, again, slightly upset that I've just run out of Vegemite. Bacon? What? Vegemite on bacon? I mean, that could work. Do you actually know Vegemite goes really well on meat? On, like, any sort of barbecued meat. They literally have recipes on Vegemite jars to like, put on barbecued meat. And I've done it, and it's actually a really good seasoning. Because it's very, like, salty and yeasty. So it goes really well with a good meat. Weet-Bix and bacon. No, I haven't tried that yet. I would have to be very drunk to do that, or dared to do that. Maybe I'll make a stream, and I'll try Weet-Bix with different things. And maybe Weet-Bix will sponsor me, because I'll get people watching, learning about what Weet-Bix is. Alright, last question. What Indonesian word names the art of successfully waxing and dyeing fabric? What Indonesian word names the art of successfully waxing and dyeing fabric? Now, I'll give you guys a hint in case you don't know many Indonesian words. It starts with a B. It starts with a B. Imagine if Weet-Bix sponsored me. I remember in Japan, when I first went over there, they actually had an international store where you could order... Oh no, they had like this one company that would ship boxes of Weet-Bix out to you. So I ordered like a massive... I had like 3 massive boxes of Weet-Bix because they only came in the 24 pack. So I just ordered a massive bunch of them because I was there for the year. And I was like, Weet-Bix lasts forever. I'm going to use them. And I got a couple other Aussie mates to also involve. So we ordered like 3 massive boxes of just all these Weet-Bix. It was great. And I loved it. But apparently I can't find that here in the States. It's a shame. And then that website eventually after a few years just went bankrupt. Like it just lost business. So that was sad. So I couldn't get my Weet-Bix anymore. Alright, what Indonesian word names the art of successfully waxing and dyeing fabric? Number 10. Question repeat time as well. If anyone needs any question repeated, I can pop it back up on the screen for you. Just let me know in the comment section. Right there. And I can get it up on the screen for you if you need it. If you don't stress. It just means you're fine and you don't need them. Remember, when you are submitting your answers, use the answer in the text box and then put a space, dash, underscore, a gap at least in between your answer and your rank number. So then when I'm going through the answers, I can give you your points accordingly to match what you need and are risking with regards to your rank numbers. So make sure you do that accordingly. So question repeat options in the comments if you want them. Otherwise, in about 15 seconds, I'm going to close that off. But yeah, guys, this is the second last trivia stream. I've got one more on Wednesday night, the 23rd, which is going to be the 24th at about 2 p.m. for those in Melbourne, Australia. And then that is my trivia done for the year. There may be some game streams that I'll do for the PlayStation, so feel free to tune into those on my Twitch channel. And then I should have all my new equipment for my computer on the 28th, or by the 28th. Hopefully I'll get it built before New Year, and then when we get into the New Year, way more game streams, way more streams in general, and obviously back with the trivia streams as well. So that is very exciting. I'm super pumped because as much as I love this laptop, it does give me grief at times. It even gave me grief during this stream, freezing a couple of times and stuff on my end. It's just like, mate, I know you've been doing really well, like, you're doing so well hanging in there, but I just need you to keep going until I can just use you and just chill with you. So, thanks for doing all you do, laptop. I'm talking to my laptop. I'm on my live stream, meant to be engaging with you guys, and I'm talking to my laptop. But I'm also doing this in order to give you guys more time to get your answers in. Because as soon as I go to the break screen, that's when I stop it. And I know you guys need more time to get those answers in with your rank numbers, because sometimes you're not sure which one to put and which numbers to use on which question. So I tend to talk a little bit more just in this little last bit. So now that I've done all that, let's get into our break. And then you guys can kick back and relax until I mark all the answers. So back soon. There we go. I had to sneeze just before we came back, so you guys didn't have to hear that. No, I know. I didn't want any sound because I was about to sneeze. I didn't want the sneeze to come through, so that's why the sneeze. I had no sound on just yet because I knew I was about to sneeze, so I waited until I sneezed and then I put the sound on. Because you guys don't need to hear me sneeze. That's not a pleasant noise. Unless like I had, I don't know, a cute sneeze or something, but I don't. It's very generic and normal. Some people have weird sneezes, some people have funny sneezes, some people have cute sneezes, some are aggressively loud, some are repetitive and just keep going for like a minute, which I feel really bad for them. It's just constant. One of my good friends back home in Melbourne actually has that. It's crazy how much he sneezes when she gets into it. Anyway, enough about sneezing. Let's get into it now. How many letters are in the Greek alphabet? There are 24 letters in the Greek alphabet. Question number 1. Number 2, what year did Bangladesh become independent from Pakistan? That would be 1971. 1971. Number 3, how many moons does the planet Neptune have? It has 14 moons. 14 moons, like such a moon hog. We've got like 1 and he's got 14. Like, what is this? Like a battle of moons? How many moons I have? I don't even know what it means. Like, why do you have so many? Number 4, which was the first city to be devastated by the dropping of an atomic bomb? That would be Hiroshima. Or Hiroshima. Hiroshima. Number 4 there. Number 5, the Patsy Award is an award given in what field? That would be animal acting. Animal acting. Yeah. Animal acting has an award given out in it. So that's pretty cool. Number 6, in the Harry Potter series, who sings I Killed Sirius Black to Infuriate Harry? That would be Bellatrix Lestrange. Yes, the lady with the short curly hair. Or the short lady with the curly hair, I believe someone said. I gave you half points for that one. But yes, Bellatrix Lestrange is what we're looking for. What Broadway musical featured the song New York, New York? That would be On the Town. On the Town for number 7. Number 8, which sea is located east of Sudan? That would be the Red Sea. The Red Sea. Number 9, how much does it cost to buy a railroad in the standard game of Monopoly? That's $200. $200. That's interesting. I got a variety of answers for this. Some gave me 100, some gave me 250, and then there was someone that did the 200. But yeah, it's 200. So interesting results. It's 200. And number 10, what Indonesian word names the art of successfully waxing and dyeing fabric? That would be batik. A batik. B-A-T-I-K. And I definitely did not learn that when I did my Indonesian in school. So yeah, that was interesting. Although it probably wasn't going to be a word I would use often anyway. So I don't know why I would have to learn that. But yes, guys, now that we have done all of that, it is time to announce the winners and see the end game result. So, as we do a drum roll on the desk with the mouse pad, because I can. I didn't mute myself, did I? Nope, I did not. Good. We have it like this. Boom! And I love that the trophy thing is working now. It wasn't working every time I did the end game part. Now it's working, which is great. We have Robert in first place on 39 points. Job well done. Latecomer, despite coming late, still managed to score second place with the silver on 32. And I'm 80. That's meant to be bronze. I don't know why it's black. But on third place for 29 points. If we scroll down, Alpha Around and Jason Jack, thank you guys for also being here and playing. You guys were close. 25 and 23. Wasn't too much of a difference between first and last, to be honest, especially for a confidence round game. That's like 2 big confidence point questions and you would be in the lead. So that's crazy to think it was actually kind of close. But job well done, guys. And again, thank you all so much for tuning. Thank you so much for tuning in. I forgot that I had that music on there. You guys have been awesome. This is the second last Trivs at Home for the year of 2020. We have been doing this since March or April this year. That is kind of amazing. I remember thinking, yeah, I'll try and start this off on Facebook Live and I'll see how long I go at it, because maybe this won't be around for so long. Maybe 3-4 months, maybe 6 months, and we're still going, and it looks like I'll still be going for a while. So I've actually quite enjoyed this. I've updated it to Twitch and different platforms, and updated my streams. I'm now affiliate on Twitch, so it's all been paying off well there. So it's grown into a nice little community, and it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you all of you, whoever's tuned in, even if you come back and watch this video later and you've been here for previous ones. thank you guys for being here and supporting me and just getting amongst it and having fun with me here. It's been fun. It's been great. We've got one more left for 2020, which will be Wednesday, December 23rd at 7 p.m. California time, which is PST time. Pacific Standard Time. That's also 2 p.m. Melbourne time the following day on the Thursday the 24th, so keep that in mind. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves. It's Christmas time. It is less than a week away now. I know it's a difficult time because a lot of people can't travel to go be with their loved ones and stuff, but try not to let that get you down. You can still be there in spirit, because that is the spirit of Christmas after all, to be together in spirit. So, you know, enjoy that and be part of it for that at least. That would be awesome. But otherwise, guys, thank you so much. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and follow my 2 channels down there, Twitch and Twitter, to keep up to date with my streams and everything else going on with me on the social media side of things. If you want to throw us a tip, you can do so on those links there. Evermore already did, so thank you, Evermore. If anyone else wants to, you can. Again, it's voluntary. You don't have to, but it's just there if you'd like to. Again, I have been the People's Dwarf. This has been Trivs at Home. There will be some more I guess game streams in the near future now that I have a new computer coming in. But otherwise, guys, thanks so much for being here. Take care, look after yourselves, be safe, be wonderful, be awesome, just like me. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, guys. Thank you again. And oh wait, where's the music gone? Oh, there it is. Later.